One of my most anticipated horror movies of the year, Cobweb, is finally out in Ireland. I seen it last night and here's what I thought about it. Most notably, the movie stars Anthony Starr. You probably know him as Homelander from The Boys. Big fan of him. He's very crazy in The Boys, you probably know that. So in this one, he gets to turn into his horror roots and I really dug it. So the movie revolves around a character called Peter and he starts hearing noises in his wall, knocking, voices, etc. I cannot say a single thing about the twist in this movie because that would give away the entire plot. But to put it lightly, his parents are acting very shady, and when he starts saying he hears noises, they kind of flip on him and they really change their attitude. They go from being very loving to being very hostile, and some of the things that they do is pretty crazy. You'll probably know if you see it, they punish him from doing something in school and they give him a very extreme punishment, and it was quite weird. What happens is the movie evolves through as the story goes on and we find out what those noises in the wall is. And I was very shocked when I seen it, I'm not gonna lie. It was really weird, and the initial reveal really had me and I was like, oh god, this is creepy as hell. But then when the full reveal came, I was very disappointed. I was sitting there like, oh, what? Like, that looks terrible. Like, to give you absolutely no context, whatever it is that is in the wall and is making that noise, it just looked terrible to me. And I don't know. Some of the animations were really cool, but others were just really bad. And I think for a 90-minute movie, it did take a long time to get to the stage where we find out what's going on. And it's not really scary, to be honest with you. You know, Anthony Starr and Lizzie Kaplan deliver really cool performances. They're very unhinged, and that's great. The movie itself as a package just wasn't that great. I was really let down, and maybe that's just because I had really high expectations for it. I'm not sure, but I do think they've left it open at the end for a sequel. Maybe in the sequel we can expand out what happened. But yeah, overall, the parents were really cool. They were good acting performances by Lizzie Kaplan and Anthony Starr, but the main reveal and the main twist just really let me down. So I'm gonna have to give this movie a 5.5 out of 10, and I could be generous and give it 3 stars, but I'm gonna have to give it 2.5 stars. And I really did contemplate this a lot because it was sitting at 3 stars for me, and I thought that that was a fair and just score to give it. But the more that I think about it, the more I was really let down by it. And I do think that overall it was just a bit of a weird reveal, and it did feel very similar to Barbarian, and Barbarian I loved, but this was just more mid.